When this missing boy simply walks out of the woods after 11 years of being missing, his mother turns pale when she sees who is behind him. Jenny Martin never missed her annual hike through the woods on the outskirts of Greenwood. Every year she returned to the place where her son Nathan had vanished exactly 11 years ago. It had been a crisp autumn day, with bright orange and red leaves crunching beneath her boots. Nathan, just 7 years old, had been dressed in his superhero costume, full of life and boundless energy as he darted ahead of her on the trail. That day, he had begged her to let him run on his own, just for a moment, down the familiar path. She had allowed it, thinking there was no harm in letting him experience a taste of adventure. But when she reached the clearing where he should have been, Nathan was gone, vanished without a trace. Search parties had combed the forest for weeks. Dogs, helicopters, and volunteers scoured every inch of the woods, but no sign of Nathan was ever found. Jenny's life had been frozen in that moment ever since. Now the forest stood before her as a monument to her grief, its dark branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. Yet, as long as she still had breath in her body, she would continue this ritual, driven by an unyielding hope that her boy was still out there somewhere. As Jenny walked the familiar trail, the crunch of leaves underfoot seemed unnaturally loud. The forest was eerily quiet, its usual chorus of birds and rustling wind absent. She pulled her coat tighter around herself, a chill creeping through her, even though the air wasn't particularly cold. It felt as if the woods were holding its breath, and the sensation that she was not alone grew stronger with every step. The deeper Jenny ventured into the forest, the stronger the feeling of being watched became. She reached the clearing where Nathan had disappeared, and she knelt down, placing a small toy car, a replica of his favorite, on the ground. She had left such toys for years, a token of her undying love, and the little plastic toys were now in varying states of wear, some partially buried under leaves or moss. "Happy birthday, Nathan," she whispered, her voice trembling as she stared into the dense trees beyond. "I'll never stop looking for you." Jenny's words seemed to hang in the air, unanswered. As she rose, she caught a flicker of movement at the edge of the clearing, just a shadow slipping through the trees. Her heart skipped a beat. She squinted, trying to make out a figure, but it was as if the forest was playing tricks on her. "Hello?" she called out, her voice cracking slightly. "Is someone there?" A soft rustling came from the underbrush. She took a step back, her eyes scanning the woods frantically. Suddenly, a figure emerged, a tall, gaunt young man, with ragged clothing hanging loosely on his thin frame. He stood motionless, just beyond the edge of the clearing, as if he had been waiting for her to notice him. "Who are you?" Jenny asked, her voice